Welcome. My name is Olajude Olagunjo, and I'm the author of the book, How to Resolve a Conflict. The book is what I want to share with you now. It's right there in front of you. How to Resolve a Conflict. And it's our guide in this lecture series. In lecture 31, we were looking at the second step in the 10-step mediation, which was how to deal with feelings. I have explained that when parties are in dispute, feelings come up, usually negative feelings. And it is the duty of the mediator to recognize those feelings. Why? Feelings in conflict resolution play a nuisance value, have a nuisance value. They block parties' ability to think out options for effective conflict resolution. And so good mediation ensures that they are sensitive to parties' feelings at the beginning of conflict resolution, as epitomized by mediation. So at the last lecture, we look at how to deal with those feelings that we have seen in the parties, how to, as it were, calm them down so they can think creatively for options for eventual conflict resolution. Let me say here that when people are in conflict, several layers are created. The first thing you will likely see is the way they feel. It may be apparent, it may not be. Say anger, for example, or any kind of feeling. So that's the first thing. So what we do as mediator is to remove that first veil. We understand it, we deal with it, as we've done in last lecture too. The next thing we do is step 3. It is step 3, but actually it is the second layer or the second veil you have to remove from the conflict. And so what we want to do right now, today, is to look at that second layer, which I call third step in this 10 steps mediation. Why I put step 1 and 2 together as one veil or one layer is that steps 1 and 2 deal with feelings, the same thing, feelings. Understanding, step 1, and dealing with the feelings, step 2. Now, step 3, expression of concerns. Let us read from the book and then we have more discussion. Step 3, expression of concern. Here, we note the parties' different concerns, fears, and problems. This is best done in caucus so that there can be full disclosure to the trusted mediator. Let me quickly discuss that. Don't forget, when you are dealing with the feelings, always think in terms of layers upon layers, or a veils upon veils. So this veil that you are taking off is the veil of the expression of concerns. You are helping parties, leading parties that. And I said that you do that in caucus. What is a caucus? A caucus is a private meeting between the mediator and one of the parties, not the two of them together. If you were meeting the two of them together, that is a plenary. But where you meet just one of them in a private meeting, it's a caucus. And we meet them in caucus to understand their concerns, fears, and problems, because in caucus, they are better able to fully disclose those concerns, fears, and problems to us, their trusted mediator. When the other party is there, this is at the beginning of the conflict resolution process. So there's still a little bit of mistrust. So they will trust the mediator more, not necessarily fully, but they trust the mediator more at this stage than the other party. So they will be ready and more willing to disclose the deeper concerns, fears, and problems. And I will explain shortly the importance of those concerns, fears, and problems. Let me just call them problems. But let's go on to see really a little bit more and then discuss more for now on an opinion I want to share here. My respected colleague, Jay Rothman, seems to feel that in mediating identity-based disputes, it is best to have the parties express their concerns to one another. My only reservation is that at this stage, parties may not feel sufficiently trustful of the other side. And I think that without trust, there cannot be full disclosure of fears and concerns. That's pretty clear. I already explained that. I said a few minutes ago that at the preliminary stage of conflict resolution, the parties are less likely to trust one another than to trust the mediator, especially when he or she's meeting them alone, one-on-one, just one party and the mediator. And so we want to be sensitive to that, because if we don't understand their problems, we will not be able to go further, really. You could have a bad mediation. So just go on and go on. And you feel you're making a progress, or you think you're making a progress, but you are not. If you've not understood what the problem is. Now, I read on. My reason for holding this view is that worldwide, there exists a weakness complex in many disputants. They fear being perceived by the opponent as weak. Being asked to disclose one's deepest concerns and fears directly to the hitherto rival would appear difficult faced with this global weakness complex. I think that's pretty clear and straightforward. So let me read on. At the same time, if these concerns and fears are not unearthed, there cannot be any meaningful resolution, because these concerns and fears fuel the dispute or crisis. I think we should discuss that a little bit. I had explained earlier on that when you are in front, you are faced with a conflict. Always think in terms of layers in the conflict, the feelings, then the problem. Because the feeling is not the problem. The feeling is driven by the problem. If the problem was not there, the party would not feel bad, would not feel the way they are feeling. So the problem drives the feelings. So now you've made them feel better. Where maybe calmer is a better word to use. So they are more, they've unbottled their feelings to a large extent. You've told them that uh, the reason why we are in this dispute resolution forum is to look at what are the challenges. And you believe that by the time we have looked at the challenges and attempted to resolve them, working together, the reason why they feel so strongly would have been addressed. So in the end, they will feel better. Okay. So um, it's now your duty to go to the next layer, which is understand what are those problems behind their bad feelings, behind their hurt, behind their anger, behind their feeling that they've been stabbed at the back, they have been betrayed. And whatever the feelings are, behind the feeling is the problem. And I'm saying that um, it might be challenging for a party to come into the forum, the other party is there, and she starts explaining what those deep concerns, deep fears, deep problems that is making them feel bad. They could express the feeling, maybe if they're paying attention. I mean, if people are expressing their feeling, uh, or even if they are not, I mean, if you talk with them for a time, for some time, you know, you sense how they are feeling, you know. So that's easier. But to now disclose the problem, design that feeling, that would be asking for too much when the other party is there. So um, I would meet them privately one by one. Okay, I think for today we should stop here. I'd like you to reflect on what we've discussed. All that we're doing in this lecture is to sharpen our skills for dealing with conflict. My deep desire is that you have conflict resolution skills on your fingertips. And I think as you go along and you try to apply what we are learning here to your disputes you are helping others to resolve, your skills get sharper, better. And then I think by the end of the lectures, you should more or less have those skills on your fingertips. Thank you. Remember to see if you can pick up the book. It's on Amazon, different formats that you can pick to access it. Thank you very much and see you in lecture 33.